Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons 5e for absolute beginners, and today we are taking a look at the level 1 Paladin. So, clad in plate armor, usually with a tower shield, these guys are holy warriors dealing radiant damage and doing massive numbers to the undead. These guys swear an oath to a god, and they are out to smite evil. So if you are a good base character and you hate the undead and you hate evil aberrations and you want to have a pretty big sword or a shield or, you know, massive armor, then the Paladin might be a class for you. The two stats that are absolutely necessary for a Paladin to flourish: first and foremost, strength. You are going to be hitting stuff with your sword or club or what have you. Strength is the number that dictates how much damage you do with those, as well as charisma. So your spell casting will be done from your charisma modifier. So once you learn some spells and you start casting them, charisma is going to be very important. Now, as you are a combat-oriented fighter, basically a fighter with extra magic, your constitution might not be a bad place to put your third highest roll. So strength, followed by charisma, then constitution. Your hit dice for your Paladin is 1d10. So for first level, you will take your 1d10 plus your constitution modifier to get your starting hit points, 12, 13, 14 hit points, something like that. And then each level after that, you roll your 1d10 and add your constitution modifier for your hit point increase each level. So that's where the importance of a good constitution modifier comes into play, because if you roll a 1 on your d10, that's not a very productive level up. So unlike the monk, your proficiencies are across the board. You are proficient in every single armor and every single weapon. So you can start with light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, or you can start using big weapons that are military in nature. Things like the javelin or the scimitar, all the way up to great axes, swords. But, you know, if you're carrying a shield, definitely use your one-handed weapons so you can improve your armor class with that extra shield bonus. Now, as a Paladin, you think that you would be pretty well off on strength as far as your saving throw is concerned, but the Paladin gets proficiency in wisdom and charisma saving throws. Very mentally tough, these Paladins. If you have your highest number in strength, then your saving throw won't need that extra proficiency bonus to be good. So wisdom, if wisdom is your dump stat, your saving throw will be helped by your 2 proficiency at level 1, and then charisma being your second highest roll, that's where you're going to make the most saves, is charisma. So spells that attack your charisma or statuses that affect your charisma, the Paladin is the most resistant to it. As far as skills you can choose to be proficient in, you can choose 2 from athletics, religion, of course, insight, medicine, intimidation, or persuasion. Now, having a high charisma modifier being your second highest roll, your intimidation skill and your persuasion skill will already be up there. So if you choose to take that +2 proficiency bonus, you can strong arm someone, or you can really convince someone through your words to do something. Medicine is important to administer first aid. You can have that insight bonus to see if someone is actually lying to you, and of course, no Paladin would be complete without a religion proficiency, as religion is kind of why they do what they do. They are out to smite holy thunder on top of the undead and evil, and being stacked, strength being your highest roll, or it should be, you'll have your highest modifier there too, so that bonus 2 proficiency to athletics means that you can pick something up very heavy, or any type of physical activity. The Paladin is all set. As far as loadout goes, the first step is to choose, do you want a martial weapon and a shield, or do you want to have 2 martial weapons? So you can possibly take a 2-handed. If you are not going the shield type Paladin, then certainly a 2-handed martial weapon would be quite amazing, as it does more damage. But as you can see, this longsword is versatile. So if you use it with 2 hands, it actually takes it up to a 1d10 damage versus a 1d8. But if you wanted to do sword and shield, a 1d8 plus an AC bonus of 2 for your shield certainly isn't bad. As a paladin, you can choose to have 5 javelins, as you can see, a 1d6 piercing, range between 30 and 120 feet, or you can have a simple melee weapon. For this example, I just picked the sickle, so it's a good backup weapon. So you can choose, do you want to have some extra range, or are you just absorbing everything? You can choose to have a priest pack or an explorer's pack, and last but not least, the armor that a paladin comes with is chainmail. An AC of 16, it requires 13 strength to use, which you shouldn't have any problem with, as that should be your highest roll. You do have disadvantage on stealth checks, however, as this thing rattles and rolls around. And you also come with your holy symbol. That is how you will be casting your spells once you reach level 2 and get some spell casting slots. Your cross, your ankh, your necklace, whatever it is that you will wear to channel your spells, you also come equipped with that. So the last 2 features you will have at level 1 Paladin. First is your Divine Sense. So strong evil registers on your senses like an odor. Powerful good rings like heavenly music. You can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. So if it is a dark open room or a dark open chamber and you can't see that far, you can use your divine sense to sort of pick them out and know they are there. You know the type of any whose presence you sense, but it's not its identity. So you know we've got undead in here, but you don't know if they're zombies, you don't know if they're vampires, that sort of thing. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any spell or place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated. You can use this feature 1 plus your charisma modifier, and you regain it on a long rest. As charisma should be your second highest roll, your modifier should be in the 2 to 3 to 4 range, so you can probably use these divine senses 3 to 4 times per day before you need to go to bed. And the last feature you have as a level 1 paladin is Lay on Hands. So your blessed touch can heal wounds. You have a pool of healing power that replenishes when you take a long rest. With that pool, you can restore a number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. So at level 1, you have a pool of 5 hit points, and as an action, you can touch a creature and draw power from your pool to restore a number of hit points to that creature up to the maximum remaining. So as a level 1 paladin, you can heal your buddies up to 5 hit points. As well, you can spend 5 hit points from your pool, meaning draining it, to cure the target of 1 disease or neutralize 1 poison. You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use, expending hit points separately for each one. So that is a 5 hit point charge to neutralize a disease. But if they are diseased and poisoned, you would need 10 total hit points in your pool, which wouldn't be available until you reach 2nd level when you get that 5 times 2, and so on and so on and so forth. So as your paladin increases in level, that pool gets bigger, and your ability to become a cleric of sorts and heal your friends becomes massive. And as with all classes, once you level up, you get to really unlock your potential. You get Smite at level 2, Fighting Styles at level 2, spell slots open at level 2, and Paladin bonuses starting at 3rd level. You can make an oath. So we have the Vengeance Oath, the Oath Breaker, the Devotion Oath, and the Ancient's Oath. So you can sort of go down the path that your Paladin is heading down towards, starting at higher levels. But that will get you started with a level 1 Paladin. So I hope you learned something. Comment down below if the Paladin looks appealing to you, and stay tuned for more classes. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next D&D 5e for Absolute Beginners video. Take care.